As a knitter, I've been a beginner for about 30 years, but there's still no better way to take it slow. And if you're thinking knitting couldn't possibly make for gripping TV, Seth Doane wants to tell you there's an entire country that pointedly disagrees.
It's television's version of taking a deep breath. A very long, very slow deep breath.
2, 1.
It's called Slow TV, and it's a surprising smash hit in Norway. It began with this broadcast of a train journey from the coastal city of Bergen to the capital, Oslo. The formula was simple. Put a few cameras on a train and watch the scenery go by for 7 hours.
Did you know where that journey would lead, how successful it would be?
No, not at all.
Rune Moklebust and Thomas Hellum are the brains behind the whole thing. We met at the Bergen train station.
It's normally one of those ideas you get late night after a couple of beers in the bar, and when you wake up the other day, it's not a good idea after all.
Og gjør deg klar for en helt vanlig togtur, men et helt uvanlig fjernsynsprogram.
But much to their surprise, there was a green light from their bosses at Norway's public broadcaster, NRK2.
Actually, we like it being a bit strange, a bit crazy, because then it's more fun.
And if the viewers laugh or think that, oh, wow, this is too crazy, that's basically the kind of reaction you really want from the viewers.
About a quarter of all Norwegians tuned in to watch some part of that train trip. They ran historical clips when the train went through a tunnel, but other than some music, there was no narration, no plot, and thanks to public broadcasting, no commercials.
Yes, of course it's boring.
You admit your own show is boring?
Yes, it's much of life itself. It's boring, but in between there are some excitement moments, and you just have to wait for them.
Yeah.
Since the train in 2009, they've experimented with other slow ideas.
Oi, ja, det var litt tøffere.
And folks at all levels have taken notice.
I understand that in Norway, for example, one of the big hits on TV is National Firewood Night. This is true. Video of logs burning for hours.
12 hours in all. Then there was a national knitting night, which started, of course, with shearing the sheep. Knitting the sweater came much later in the 13-hour broadcast.
The shows get slower and slower.
It has to be unique, not a copy of the last one. So we have to push the boundaries for each show, I think.
The show, titled Salmon Swimming Upstream, ran 18 hours. And afterward, the head of the station said it felt too short.
Is there a recipe for the perfect slow TV?
It's important that it's an unbroken timeline, that you don't take away anything, that's everything it's in there. It's all the boring stuff is in there, all the exciting things it's in there. So you as a viewer has to find out what's boring and what's interesting.
It kind of requires you to precisely to slow down, to kind of twist your head in a little bit of a different direction.
Are you a fan of slow TV?
I am.
Espen Ertribarig is a professor of media studies at the University of Oslo.
When you first heard about slow TV, did you think you'd like it?
No, I thought the whole notion was weird, to tell you the truth. But it turned out that at least some of it I found surprisingly appealing.
Ertribarig likens slow TV to opening a sort of window, an escape valve from what he calls fast-paced ICandy TV.
When did we come to accept that television should be this accelerated, busy, intense, in-your-face thing. At some point, that became the norm.
The producers say one scene sums up their approach.
Once we passed a cow on one of our journeys, and we put a camera on it, and the camera just kept rolling, and we didn't cut away, and then you keep it, and then you keep it, and then you keep it, and then suddenly a story evolves. It's because what is the cow doing, and why is it walking there, and where is it heading, and why is the cow alone? So suddenly there comes a story out of it. You have to see what happens.
There was plenty of time to follow that cow because they came across it while shooting an episode which followed a cruise along Norway's coast. That cruise, well, it was 5.5 days long. Slow TV broadcast all 134 hours of it live. At one point, almost half of Norway was watching. Norwegians lined the ship's route, often waving flags or welcoming it into port. There were unexpected cameos. A water skier in a mankini, for instance. Even the Queen of Norway made a surprise appearance. And the trip revealed some unexpected talent.
You became something of a star.
Well, it wasn't meant like that.
Anna Bilstein Hogberg, the ship's purser, remembered how one night seemed a little quiet.
I just felt that we need to rock and roll a little bit.
So
for
you
me,
picked up the mic?
Yeah.
Slow TV has been syndicated around the world, and since then, she gets recognized.
People from Australia come and just, it's you!
Slow TV episodes are special events. They're not on all the time. The creators want them to stand apart from regular programming. All of this got us to thinking.
I wanted to show you something and get your thoughts on this. We have something on Sunday morning called The Moment of Nature. It's at the end of every broadcast, and I thought you guys might like to see it.
We leave you this Sunday morning among the bighorn sheep of Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
And how many seconds do you dare to keep it?
Watch.
Yes.
Definitely.
I get the feeling, yes.
Slow TV
Yeah.
in the making.
Compared to other things, yes, it's definitely. And I guess you get a lot of good reactions on this one.
The audience loves
I guess
The
it's
Moment
popular.
of Nature.
Yeah.
And they always want it to be longer.
Yeah.
Exactly. So make it longer.
That means this piece has to be shorter, so watch it.
Stop this piece now.